Hey everybody, I'm going to see if I can bring in audio from my theme to start it. Hey, welcome to the 12-Step Buddhist video podcast, number 1. So I haven't done any audio podcasts since August because I was busy writing the 12-Step Buddhist 10-year anniversary edition and then the Compassionate Recovery book was all I could really manage to do. So in this time with these difficulties that we're all experiencing, I have some thoughts. So I decided to create the YouTube Live, and if anyone attends live, great. If not, you can look at it later. Many people ask me why I don't do the podcast more often and that sort of thing. So that's why, and here we are. I'm going to try to improve my mic sensitivity so that maybe you get a better, and if it doesn't, check 1, 2, bring it on up. Ambient noise reduction and so on. Is that better? I'm only getting about 1.5 bars or 2 bars over there, so I'm not sure if that's good. Give me a thumbs up if it's good. Otherwise, I'll just keep going. If this one doesn't work out, I'll make more. So what is the thought that's occurred to me, and today is April 4th, 2020, and the thought that has occurred to me most in this time has been that there is no greater opportunity for practice. There has never been a better time for practice, and we all have a responsibility. So I'm calling to all teachers, healers, practitioners, meditators, yogis. We have to collectively participate in the greater good. That means, I'll tell you what that means for me as a practitioner. If I'm surrounded by people who have, ideas about different things that are different than mine, then rather than, and I mean, I'm not gonna argue politics or religion with anyone. Never argue religion with anyone other than I can tell you what your religion means, probably. If I look at it for the opportunity for practice, and what do we practice? And really, the core of it is kindness and compassion and common ground. So I think the principle of common humanity is probably the most important principle that we could understand right now. And I think that term common humanity, I don't know exactly, but it's not, I don't think it's a Buddhist translation, but some researchers in compassion and self-compassion, I think coined that term to kind of describe that sense of interdependence and shared suffering, that we're all in the same boat, that there's only one boat, and it's the boat that we're in, and it's the condition, or the I forgot to have my Tara. I always keep my Tara with me. The condition Buddhist said, however, different interpretations, but I'll interpret it as through the teachings that I've received. And life is suffering, the Four Noble Truths. You know what's noble about it? If you're willing to sit and be present and allow your experience to arise and pass away, and to understand the clinging and understand the impermanence. It says my connection is unstable, but I don't know if that means it's recording or if I should stop. It says, please wait while we try to reconnect. But I don't know what that means, so I'm going to keep going. The connection got shaky for a second. So there are many ideas to converge upon the current reality that we face today in this moment. One is the idea that life is suffering. It's a noble truth if you have what it takes to sit and be present while it arises without trying to distract yourself through avoidance or attachment. So the avoidance would be, I'm not going to feel that. I'm going to stuff the feeling. I'm going to drink and use over it. I'm going to rage over it or switch addictions or deaden or just go numb. Or if we can just pause for a second and let the experience arise and let it pass, it goes. There might be another wave, but that one doesn't become, solid within your energetic structure, blocking your freedom to, to be fluid and in the flow, with the rest of the universe. It's like opposition, opposition. So right now, I'm not trying to oppose anyone. I believe that the common humanity is the thing that we need to understand. And what that means is that all beings suffer without a pandemic. Anyways, all beings suffer. All conscious sentient beings suffer. What does it mean? Well, if people might say, well, no, my life is happy, but it's really relative happiness. It's not going to last. Everything that we acquire, we're so used to just acquiring it. Acquiring, and being satiated momentarily, and then maybe we acquired too much if it's, food or something, and eventually we need more. So it's an unending cycle, and that's just one aspect. Maybe a food thing is an example, but it could be other things within the internal things, the clutching, the grasping, the need to be right, the beliefs that we hold to. Suspend belief and observe. Suspend belief long enough to observe the arising in infinite space, the passing away instantly of all experience as it just bubbles. It's like bubbling to the surface and evaporating in the air. Of course, there's droplets, probably, right? So life is suffering. The common humanity is the key to compassion. Common humanity means that regardless of what appears to be different, we are ultimately the same. And if that's too much to grasp, we are relatively the same on one dimension, at least. So the one dimension is we're all confused and baffled and staying home and afraid. And, some of us are out giving no fucks. I personally don't understand it with all the information that we have, but the majority of us are having this feeling, and the whole world really is at risk. For the first time in world history, this is an event. This is a pivotal event. So this opportunity to understand what Buddha taught anyways, the opportunity to embrace common humanity. When you feel the differences between people, when you begin to oppose rather than flow, rather than contribute, rather than connect with compassion, rather than collaborate, rather than find the common ground. There's a dog park, and I just, regardless of what anybody's views are, we can talk about the dogs. Everybody loves their dog. Find the common ground. Have compassion. Offer service. I mean, this is what I'm doing. I'm saying if you get sick, tell me. Leave some money in an envelope, in a baggie, or something with a list, and I'll get what I can for you, and I'll put it outside. And then you can wash the bags and everything. You can't really be. You can't really focus on the differences when someone's offering to help you. So offer to help. Help anyone, everywhere. Help with your attitude and your kindness. Giving advice of things that I don't do in practice. I forgot to give Gus his bone. Gus, you want to get your bone? Come here, buddy. Hey, Gus, you want that bone? Well, that's a nice boy. There you go, buddy. It's my sidekick, Don Gustavo. Call him Gus. So, what can we do? Yes, it's numbing. Yes, it's shocking. Yes, it's anxiety. I mean, I've had a difficult day emotionally today. I do rigorous fitness daily. Today is a rest day. You have to have a rest day. But then depression comes up. So my shaman told me to just sit with it. Allow it. Look deeper into it. It's noble if you have that ability. So try to do that best we can. So we can meditate a little bit. I've got a beautiful open sky. You can do it in the space before you. Whatever that space is. But, you come to the edge. I probably have to come more to the edge of my chair so that the tailbone kind of tucks and the belly goes in, the chest lifts high, the shoulders come open shoulders as opposed to internal. Bring it up and back, lengthen the neck, tuck the chin. Give me a moment. I'm finishing a podcast. I will check back with you really quick. Yeah, no problem. So, we're gonna find a balance point. We're gonna find the equanimity that already is. So it's already there. It's just for you to discover. So we'll do these 3 breaths. We inhale deeply and expand it, and then expand it again, and then expand it again, and then we release the throat. The throat releases. It's not a contraction. It's not a pushing. It's a release. And then when we let go, we pause empty. Notice that space. Just notice that stillness there. And then breathe in slowly and do it again. We'll do it 3 times. So let your mouth open, your ears, your heart, your eyes, all your senses. It might look a little weird if somebody's watching you, but just open it all up. Resist nothing, fix nothing. So you can do this kind of practice, and this practice is a link. Most people don't know this, teach this, or talk about it, but practice is a link to Dharmakaya. What is Dharmakaya? It's a enlightened dimension of sorts. There's Dharma Dhatu and Dharmakaya. Those two, I've been instructed, mean two different things. A Dharmakaya is a dimension. It's the Dharmakaya, or something like, you could say, truth dimension, or something like that. Absolute. There are better definitions, and I will find the Buddha. It's this realm, and this realm already is. I mean, honestly, if you just listen to Eckhart Tolle, even though he's, he's like his own thing, not from a lineage, already is. Stillness is. And our presence is the link to this realm of freedom. It's not, there are like layers of experience to open to that enlightenment. So there's the layer of ignorance where we have no idea we're in a cycle of suffering, but it's too late for that. We all know that now. Everyone knows that. At least they know it on this level with coronavirus. We all are in the same boat. We all want the same thing. We all don't want this virus. We all don't want it to spread. Deeper and deeper levels and layers. Most of us won't get through all the layers in one lifetime. Some of us can't, but the point is, it's here now. This is it. It's not another place or time. So if we can just relax and notice that, this is something related to the shine, or the calm state. It's as is taught. The calm state, though, isn't like an avoidance. It's not like a little pocket that you can stuff yourself into and hide, like the animals did that in the car. The dog dug himself under my arm with his face. It's not like that. We're not burrowing away with our calm state. In fact, we're so calm that anything that arises or anything that comes into our experience just keeps flowing, baby. Just keeps flowing. Okay, so that's 19 minutes. This is Darren Littlejohn, the 12-Step Buddhist podcast, video podcast 001. I will do more. I might do them daily. Being on, stay home orders, we have to be creative. So grab that 12-Step Buddhist 10-year anniversary edition on Amazon. You get the ebook, read it right now. There's some good stuff in there, new stuff on trauma, psychedelic sobriety, updates on my story, etc. So, all right, I'm going to try to run this.